Hello everyone, here's your weather hazard briefing for Sunday, January 2nd. It's a cold start this morning, but by tomorrow and through the rest of this week, we've got more rain in the lower elevations, some snow in the mountains, and even at times in the lower elevations, the wind and warmer temperatures, and those will be starting a little bit today, but mainly starting tomorrow through the rest of the week. We still have those cold temperatures and dangerous wind chills. Many areas seeing wind chills below minus 20 over the lower elevations outside of the central mountains. The clouds have kind of moderated that a bit this morning and will continue during the day, but temperatures will be cold on the cold side, but a bit warmer than yesterday. We continue to watch the next long-duration precipitation event. That'll start Monday evening, Monday night onward. That first round is Monday evening and through Tuesday morning. The second round is Tuesday night and Wednesday. Round 3 is Wednesday night and Thursday. That Tuesday night and Wednesday event may be the wettest of the whole event coming through here in central and eastern Idaho. Additional showers will become Friday and Saturday as another wave moves through the area. Now, we've talked about this as this is a system bringing moisture from the Pacific and a ridge also building in across the area. Warmer temperatures, that means especially starting Tuesday, we're going to have a mix of rain and snow for many of our lower elevation locations, and that trend of warmer temperatures will continue through the end of this event. Now, there will be a risk of blowing and drifting snow daily, especially where we stay colder, where we have some stronger winds. And initially, it looks like we'll probably have blowing and drifting of not only new snow falling, but the snow that's already on the ground. As we go through the event, that risk of blowing snow and drifting snow will probably be mitigated at lower elevations, but will continue up in the mountains. We continue with some pretty good impacts across the area today, especially where we're seeing those wind chills early on, minus 20 or lower. Impacts improve a bit, although across the Sawtooth area, starting late tomorrow afternoon and evening, some heavier snow will be falling along with the wind. Elsewhere, some lighter snows will be falling in the afternoon and the evening hours, some low wind chills to start out the day. Many areas seeing some moderate to major impacts with snow and wind. The snow and wind for the Snake Plain and Magic Valley will be earlier on in the day when it's cooler and we have those strong winds initially coming through. As we go through the day with warmer temperatures, weakening winds, that impact lessens. But across the rest of the area, snow and windy conditions will continue. As we go into Wednesday and Thursday with those warmer temperatures at the lower elevations, those impacts lessen, but we still have some decent impacts across our higher elevations. And again, Wednesday we may have our best chance of seeing some very good snows across the mountains. We'll just have to see if that trend does continue. Now, for the satellite loop, you'll notice we have some mid-clouds moving through eastern Idaho this morning. Where it's cleared out, it has gotten colder, but you'll notice as these clouds, not only the mid-clouds shift east, these higher clouds have moved in. That's helping the temperatures. They're still, like I said, going to be on the cold side, but they're going to be warmer than they were yesterday. And those highs for today in the single digits and teens across much of the Snake Plain, the Arco Desert, on up towards the Montana border. Elsewhere, we'll see some teens and some low to mid-20s. Stanley may actually push 30 this afternoon. It is very dry over there. It's a chilly start, but with the dry air in place and the warmer air moving in, they may push closer to 30 in the Stanley Basin for this afternoon. For tomorrow morning, still chilly, but not as chilly as the past few mornings. Still below zero in portions of the Snake Plain and the Magic Valley. Elsewhere, those temperatures will be in the single digits and teens. Definitely a few degrees warmer than where we started at for this morning. Now, taking a look at that first wave of moisture coming in, you'll see starting at noon on Monday, that moisture will start moving into the central mountains. This system's going to hit quickly, but there's going to be some decent snows, like we said, in the Sawtooth and the surrounding mountains. That includes Stanley, down towards Haley, Ketchum, Galena Summit, Banner Summit. As we go through tomorrow evening, that snow starts to spread south. It may be a little quick here in this particular scenario. It may actually hold to closer to 5 a.m. on Tuesday before it reaches the Snake Plain and down into the southeast highlands. But one thing to note, those strong downslope winds, whenever that moisture reaches this far south, we'll see a bit of a drying pattern. Not as much precipitation will fall initially. But as we go through the rest of the morning, as that band shifts southward, we'll see the snow picking up in those areas. But it does look like most of the snow, again, will be in the Sawtooth and surrounding mountains. There will be some snows in some of the higher elevation areas, but again, definitely not as much. I'll show you here in a second exactly what that's going to look like. By later in the morning on Tuesday, we'll just see some lingering showers, mainly across the highlands. That'll continue into Tuesday afternoon and the early evening before that next round, that second round, moves into our area. As we go through the morning hours tomorrow into the afternoon, very light snow again over the central mountains into the western side of Lemhi County. There's those winds picking up, and with the snow that's on the ground, it's very dry snow, it's powdery snow. Any wind will cause some blowing and drifting in many locations during the day tomorrow and tomorrow night ahead of that main snow band. For temperatures tomorrow, we're going to see temperatures pushing closer to freezing, if not just above freezing, along the southern end of the Magic Valley, Chalice, Stanley, Pocatello, down into some of the valleys towards the Utah border. For tomorrow night, there's when that big push of snow comes across the Sawtooth. Some areas looking at anywhere from 3 to 6 inches below 6,000 feet, closer to 10, maybe locally higher amounts once you get above that 6,000 foot elevation. But you don't see a lot of snow falling elsewhere. Maybe a little bit of an enhancement across the Island Park area over towards the Tetons and Yellowstone National Park. With those winds picking up again, that southerly wind will keep the downslope in play from Burley up through Blackfoot, also through the Teton Valley. But some of these gusts over 40 miles an hour will definitely create some blowing and drifting conditions. Going into Tuesday morning, temperatures will be still coming up a little bit versus this morning and tomorrow morning. There is that snow shifting into the southern and eastern highlands during the day on Tuesday. Maybe a little bit of uptick across the Sawtooth with some showers during the day on Tuesday. Those winds will continue, and they will stay very uniform between tomorrow night and during the day on Tuesday. So certainly blowing and drifting snow will be a risk elsewhere across the area, even after the snow ends during the day on Tuesday. Highs during the day, you'll see temperatures pushing closer to the mid to upper 30s, Burley, Oakley, Twin Falls as well. The rest of us will be near freezing, or at least in the teens and 20s once you get up into the mountains. And Wednesday morning, with that flow coming in, we're talking some areas staying very closer to above freezing from the Magic Valley on up through Blackfoot. That also means that will be limiting any precipitation, maybe even a mix of rain and snow in these areas. Elsewhere, it should be cold enough for all snow when that moisture moves through on Wednesday morning. But this is where things start to change Wednesday afternoon. Many areas above freezing, low 40s for the Magic Valley, also down towards Malta and those areas. Malad, 37 degrees. Montpelier even at 35, the same for Chalice. The rest of us would be cold enough for pretty much to stay all snow. But with that warmer temperatures, the wind will still be there. The warmer temperatures will help mitigate some of that blowing and snow risk, especially in the lower elevations. And going to Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon, if anything, we're a few degrees warmer across the board for that round coming through on Thursday. Now, without getting specific on snow amounts, we sometimes like to show you the probability of snow, and we're going to show you this for that Wednesday through Thursday time frame. Many areas will definitely see an inch of snow. We might, with the shadowing around Mackay, the Arco Desert, the low probabilities are still there for an inch, but much lower than the rest of the area. But you can see the drastic change between 1 and 4 inch probabilities, or greater than 4 inch probabilities. That really cuts off across the Snake Plain in the shadowed areas like Chalice or Mackay, all heading up towards Salmon, even across the Snake Plain. Maybe a little bit better chance of seeing between 1 to 4 inches for the northern end of the Magic Valley up across the Shoshone lava bed areas. But elsewhere, that risk or chance of seeing above 4 inches of snow remains for much of the central, southern, and eastern highlands and the Sawtooth and surrounding mountain ranges. We go to 8 inches. You can see we're really seeing a cutoff except for the higher elevations around the Sawtooth and much of the southern and southeastern highlands, also the big holes in the Tetons. And the trend continues, but you'll notice we are probably going to see some of our higher elevations where those areas are favored, the Sawtooth and the southern and eastern highlands, seeing between 1 to 2 feet of snow with this event Wednesday and Thursday. Once again, it's still cold out there today. We have dangerous wind chills around, especially this morning. But with the cloud cover moving in, we'll quickly see that ending later on this morning. Monday night is the first round of this multi-day rain and snow event. The second round Tuesday night and Wednesday. And the next round Wednesday night and Thursday, and to a lesser extent Friday and Saturday. And with warmer temperatures coming, warmer weather air coming from the Pacific and a ridge building in, this means the lower elevations will be warmer. It'll be warmer across the board, but some rain and snow for our lower elevations for midweek. And even where we can stay cold enough, and even where we have snowpack on the ground initially, blowing and drifting snow will be a problem. Have a great day. Have a great Sunday, and do stay safe out there, everyone.